Have you ever felt that overwhelming pressure to fit into the expectations of society when it comes to relationships and self-worth? As a man, the world constantly tests your resilience, your values, and most importantly, your self-respect. And one of the biggest traps many fall into is lowering themselves for the approval of others, especially women. But what if I told you that you don't need to play by those rules? That the secret to true confidence, power, and respect lies in the timeless teachings of Stoic philosophy. Stoicism isn't just an ancient philosophy, it's a blueprint for modern life. It's a set of principles that helps you build an unshakable foundation of strength and self-respect. And today, we're going to dive deep into how Stoicism can teach you the ultimate lesson. Never lower yourself for any woman or anyone else. For that matter, why is this so crucial? Because every time you compromise your values or your worth for the sake of pleasing someone else, you lose a piece of yourself. You give away your power. And guess what? People can sense that. Women can sense that. The moment you betray your own self-respect, the world stops respecting you too. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be this way. With the right mindset and tools, you can reclaim your inner power, set unbreakable boundaries, and attract respect effortlessly. Not because you're trying to manipulate or impress anyone, but because you're living authentically and firmly grounded in your own value. This isn't about arrogance. It's about reclaiming your rightful place as a man of integrity, wisdom, and strength. Throughout history, men who practiced Stoic principles, leaders, philosophers, and warriors, stood tall in the face of challenges, remaining grounded no matter what came their way. They never begged for validation or compromised their values for fleeting approval. Now let's be honest, modern life can be tricky. It's easy to get caught in the trap of wanting to please others. Social media constantly bombards us with filtered images of perfect lives and relationships. It's easy to start comparing yourself, doubting your worth, and bending over backward to fit into someone else's idea of who you should be. But here's what the Stoics knew. Your worth isn't determined by external validation. It's rooted in your actions, your mindset, and your character. True power comes from knowing who you are and refusing to compromise on that. Let me share a quick story. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor and one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, faced immense pressure throughout his life. Despite ruling one of the most powerful empires in history, he never let the opinions of others dictate his decisions. In his private writings, Marcus constantly reminded himself to stay true to his values, never lowering himself for praise or approval. His example is a powerful reminder for all of us. No matter how much external pressure you face, your strength lies in your ability to stay grounded, focused, and true to yourself. And here's the kicker. Women respect men who respect themselves. They admire men who have a sense of purpose, who don't seek approval, and who aren't afraid to walk away when something doesn't align with their values. This doesn't mean being cold or distant. It means knowing your worth and living by it unapologetically. Think about it. Have you ever found yourself bending over backward to please someone, only to feel frustrated and drained afterward? Did it ever work out the way you hoped? Chances are, the answer is no. That's because the moment you start betraying yourself, you lose the very qualities that make you attractive and respected in the first place. Now don't worry, you're not alone in this struggle. Many men have gone through the same journey, falling into the trap of sacrificing their self-respect for fleeting validation. But here's the key difference. The ones who rise above it are the ones who learn from their mistakes and commit to never repeating them again. And that's exactly what you're about to do. In this video, we'll break down how the core principles of Stoicism can help you build unshakable confidence, set powerful boundaries, and live a life of purpose and respect. I'll share practical strategies you can apply right away, stories of great Stoic leaders who face similar challenges, and actionable insights that will transform the way you approach relationships and life in general. But before we dive into the core teachings, I have a quick question for you. Have you ever felt like you've given too much of yourself to someone who didn't appreciate it? Have you ever bent your own values just to make someone happy, only to be left feeling empty and unfulfilled? If the answer is yes, stay with me until the end of this video, because what you're about to learn will change the way you see yourself and the world around you forever. And a quick reminder, if you're serious about transforming your mindset and reclaiming your power, check out the exclusive training linked in the description or in the first comment. This training dives even deeper into Stoic philosophy and gives you the tools to build an unstoppable mindset. But wait, don't click just yet. Stick with me until the end. Absorb the full message and then decide if you're ready to take that next step. All right, with that said, let's get into it. The principles we're about to explore have the power to change your life, but only if you apply them. Ready? Let's begin. The core teaching of Stoicism revolves around the idea of control, understanding what lies within your power and what does not. This is where many men get stuck in modern relationships. They try to control things that are completely out of their reach. How a woman feels, how she responds, or how she perceives them. But here's the harsh truth. You cannot control another person's emotions or reactions. The only thing you have control over is how you respond to situations and how you carry yourself. The moment you begin to grasp this principle, everything changes. You stop wasting energy on things that are beyond your control, and you start focusing on what truly matters: your mindset, your actions, and your character. Women are drawn to men who understand this because it radiates strength and confidence. It shows that you are grounded, not easily swayed by the chaos around you. Let's take an example from real life. Imagine a man who constantly tries to impress a woman, bending over backward to meet her expectations. He changes his schedule to be available whenever she wants, agrees with everything she says, and even gives up his own hobbies just to spend more time with her. At first it may seem sweet or considerate, but over time it becomes clear that this man is sacrificing his own identity for the sake of approval. What do you think happens next? She loses respect for him. Not because he's a bad person, but because he's given up the very qualities that made him attractive in the first place: his independence, his passion, and his self-respect. Stoic philosophy teaches us to guard our sense of self with unwavering strength. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." If your thoughts are constantly centered around how to please someone else, you're giving away your power. You're allowing external circumstances to dictate your happiness and self-worth. Instead, a Stoic man focuses on his own growth. He builds his life around his purpose, his passions, and his goals. And here's the paradox. When you stop chasing validation and start living with purpose, people naturally become drawn to you. Women, in particular, can sense this shift in energy. They respect a man who knows where he's going in life and isn't afraid to walk his own path. Now let's talk about boundaries. One of the most important lessons Stoicism teaches is the power of setting and maintaining boundaries. Boundaries aren't about being rigid or controlling. They're about protecting your peace and ensuring that your life remains aligned with your values. Many men struggle with this concept. They fear that setting boundaries will push people away, especially in relationships. But the truth is, boundaries create respect. When you set clear expectations for how you want to be treated and what you will not tolerate, you establish a strong foundation of self-respect. And when you respect yourself, others will follow suit. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're dating someone who constantly tests your boundaries. Maybe she's late to every date without explanation, or makes sarcastic comments that undermine your confidence. A man without boundaries might brush it off, hoping things will get better on their own. But a stoic man addresses it directly. He calmly but firmly communicates his expectations and stands by them. If the behavior continues, he's not afraid to walk away. Why? Because he knows his worth. He understands that compromising his standards for the sake of temporary companionship will only lead to long-term dissatisfaction. Walking away isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength and self-respect. It's important to note that setting boundaries isn't about controlling others. It's about protecting your own mental and emotional well-being. You can't control how others behave, but you can control how you respond and whether you allow certain behaviors into your life. In the modern world, many men feel the pressure to conform, to be nice guys who never say no, who bend over backward to accommodate others. But Stoicism offers a different path, a path of quiet confidence and inner strength. It teaches you that it's okay to prioritize yourself, to say no when something doesn't align with your values, and to walk away when necessary. This doesn't mean becoming cold or detached. On the contrary, it means becoming deeply connected to your own sense of purpose and self-worth. When you live by your own principles, you create a life that is authentic and fulfilling. And when you meet people, whether it's friends, colleagues, or romantic partners, they're drawn to your authenticity and strength. Another critical element of Stoic philosophy is understanding the difference between desire and need. Many men fall into the trap of thinking they need a relationship or external validation to feel complete. But Stoicism teaches us that true fulfillment comes from within. You don't need someone else to validate your worth or fill a void in your life. You are already whole. When you approach relationships from this perspective, everything changes. You're no longer seeking someone to complete you. You're inviting someone to join you on a journey. This shift in mindset makes you infinitely more attractive because it's rooted in confidence and abundance, not fear and scarcity. A key Stoic principle that helps reinforce this mindset is amor fati, the love of one's fate. It's the idea that everything that happens in life, both good and bad, is part of a greater plan and should be embraced. This doesn't mean accepting toxic behavior or settling for less than you deserve. It means trusting that every experience, even the challenging ones, is an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. For example, if a relationship ends, a Stoic man doesn't dwell on what could have been. He reflects on what he learned, takes responsibility for his actions, and moves forward with renewed clarity. He doesn't see setbacks as failures, but as stepping stones towards something greater. This mindset of embracing life's challenges with resilience and grace is what sets Stoic men apart. They don't crumble under pressure. They don't let rejection define them. Instead, they use every experience, whether it's a success or a setback, as fuel for growth. Women respect this kind of strength. They're drawn to men who can weather life's storms without losing their sense of self. They admire men who can stand tall in the face of adversity, who can remain calm and composed no matter what life throws their way. So, how can you start embodying these principles in your own life? It begins with self-awareness. Take a step back and evaluate your current mindset and behaviors. Are there areas where you're compromising your values? Are you seeking validation from others instead of focusing on your own growth? If so, it's time to make a change. Start small. Set one boundary this week. Focus on one area of your life where you can reclaim your power. It might be as simple as saying no to something that doesn't align with your goals, or taking a break from social media to focus on your own growth. The more you practice these small acts of self-respect, the more they'll become second nature. Over time, you'll build an unshakable foundation of confidence and self-worth. And when you do, you'll find that the world responds in kind. Building on the Stoic philosophy we've explored so far, it's important to delve deeper into how these principles can radically transform your interactions and relationships. The biggest lesson that Stoicism offers is about balance, how to strike the perfect harmony between detachment and connection, between self-respect and openness. Many men unknowingly tilt too far in one direction. They either become overly attached and lose themselves in relationships, or they withdraw completely, building walls around their hearts. Neither extreme leads to happiness. The true strength lies in finding the middle ground, being open to connection without compromising who you are. A common scenario for men is the fear of rejection. It's natural to want to protect yourself from emotional pain, but Stoicism teaches us that fear is merely a product of our imagination. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." In modern relationships, this translates to overthinking every interaction, worrying about what might go wrong, and ultimately sabotaging yourself before anything has a chance to develop. Imagine a man who meets someone he's interested in but holds back because he's afraid of getting hurt. He doesn't express how he feels, he avoids taking risks, and eventually the opportunity slips away. Later, he regrets not having taken a chance, but the reality is that his fear of rejection was a mental barrier he built for himself. The Stoic approach is different. Instead of fearing rejection, Stoics embrace it as a natural part of life. They understand that rejection isn't a reflection of their worth. It's simply a response to a specific moment or situation. They don't internalize it. Instead, they use it as a chance to grow and refine their approach. When you stop fearing rejection, you become free. You're no longer shackled by the need for approval. You can engage in conversations and build connections with ease because you know that no single interaction defines your value. This mindset is incredibly attractive because it radiates confidence and authenticity. Another important Stoic principle is premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This practice involves visualizing potential obstacles and challenges so that you're mentally prepared to face them. In relationships, this means acknowledging that not everything will go smoothly. There will be misunderstandings, disagreements, and moments of vulnerability. But by anticipating these challenges, you can respond with grace instead of being caught off guard. Let's say you're in a relationship and you notice that your partner is becoming distant. A reactive man might panic, confront her aggressively, or demand answers. But a Stoic man approaches the situation calmly. He reflects on what might be causing the distance, considers his own role, and addresses the issue with clarity and empathy. He's prepared for the possibility that things might not work out, but he doesn't let that fear dictate his actions. This level of emotional maturity sets you apart. It shows that you're not ruled by your emotions, that you can handle life's ups and downs with resilience and strength. Women respect men who can stay composed under pressure, who can navigate difficult conversations without losing their cool. Now let's talk about the importance of having a purpose. One of the most attractive qualities a man can possess is a strong sense of direction. Stoicism teaches that life is too short to be lived aimlessly. Every action should align with your values and move you closer to your goals. A man with purpose is like a lighthouse, steady, reliable, and unwavering. He doesn't get tossed around by the tides of life because he knows where he's headed. This sense of purpose is magnetic. It draws people in because it's a rare quality in today's world, where so many are lost and searching for meaning. If you find yourself drifting, unsure of what your purpose is, take a step back and reflect. What are you passionate about? What legacy do you want to leave behind? Stoicism encourages us to focus on what we can control, and one of the most powerful things you can control is the direction of your life. When you live with purpose, everything else falls into place. Your relationships improve because you're no longer seeking validation from others. You're confident in who you are and where you're going, which naturally attracts people who align with your vision. Another key aspect of Stoic philosophy is self-discipline. Marcus Aurelius believed that discipline is the foundation of freedom. Without it, we become slaves to our impulses and desires. In the context of relationships, this means having the discipline to maintain your standards, even when it's tempting, to compromise for the sake of temporary comfort. For example, imagine you're dating someone who constantly cancels plans at the last minute. A man without discipline might let it slide repeatedly, hoping things will improve. But a Stoic man sets a clear boundary. He communicates his expectations and follows through. He doesn't allow his emotions to cloud his judgment or lead him into situations that don't align with his values. Discipline also extends to how you manage your time and energy. Stoics believe in focusing on what truly matters and letting go of distractions. In relationships, this means prioritizing quality over quantity. It's better to have a few deep, meaningful connections than to spread yourself thin trying to please everyone. Think about the last time you found yourself caught up in drama or superficial relationships. Did it bring you closer to your goals, or did it drain your energy? Stoicism teaches us to be intentional with our relationships, to surround ourselves with people who uplift and inspire us. Now let's discuss the concept of emotional detachment. This doesn't mean being cold or indifferent. It means having the ability to observe your emotions without being controlled by them. When you practice emotional detachment, you can engage in relationships without losing yourself. Too often, men fall into the trap of emotional dependence. They rely on their partner for validation, happiness, and a sense of identity. But when that relationship ends, they're left feeling lost and broken. Stoicism offers a different approach. It teaches you to build your sense of self from within, so that no external circumstance can shake your foundation. Imagine a man who's deeply in love, but he understands that life is unpredictable. He cherishes every moment, but he's also prepared for the possibility that things might change. This doesn't make him cynical, it makes him wise. He loves fully, but he doesn't cling. He gives his best, but he doesn't lose himself in the process. This balance between connection and detachment is what makes Stoic men so powerful. They're not afraid to love, but they do so from a place of strength, not neediness. They understand that true love is about giving, not taking. It's about supporting each other's growth, not filling a void. As you continue to embrace these Stoic principles, you'll notice a shift in how you relate to others. You'll become more grounded, more confident, and more self-assured. You'll attract people who resonate with your energy and values. And most importantly, you'll build a life that's rich in meaning and fulfillment. Continuing on the path of Stoic wisdom, it's time to explore some deeper, more practical strategies for applying these principles in real-life situations. By now, you've learned how emotional control, self-discipline, and purpose can transform your relationships and elevate your overall sense of confidence. But Stoicism is a lifelong journey, and the more you practice it, the stronger and more resilient you become. One of the most powerful concepts in Stoicism is understanding the difference between what you can control and what you cannot. Epictetus famously taught, "Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control and some things are not." In relationships, this wisdom is a game changer. You cannot control how others feel about you. You cannot control their actions, their emotions, or their choices. What you can control, however, is how you respond to these situations. This is where true power lies. Take a moment to reflect on a time when you felt frustrated in a relationship because someone didn't meet your expectations. Maybe they didn't reciprocate your feelings, or perhaps they acted in a way that hurt you. The natural reaction is to feel betrayed, angry, or disappointed. But a Stoic man pauses before reacting. He asks himself, "Is this something within my control?" If the answer is no, he lets it go. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings or pretending they don't exist. It means acknowledging them, learning from them, and moving on without letting them consume you. Emotional resilience is one of the most attractive qualities a man can have. When you master it, you become unshakable. Another essential aspect of Stoic philosophy is maintaining high standards for yourself and those you allow into your life. Too often men lower their standards in an attempt to keep a relationship alive. They compromise their values, tolerate disrespect, and accept less than they deserve, all in the hope of being liked or loved. But here's the harsh truth. Lowering your standards never leads to happiness. In fact, it does the opposite. It erodes your self-respect, and once you lose that, it's incredibly difficult to regain. Stoicism teaches us to hold ourselves to a higher standard and to demand the same from those around us. Imagine a man who has clear boundaries and refuses to tolerate anything less than mutual respect and honesty in his relationships. He communicates his expectations calmly but firmly. If someone disrespects him, he doesn't lash out or create drama. He simply steps back and removes himself from the situation. This kind of behavior is rare, and it commands respect. People naturally gravitate toward those who know their worth and aren't afraid to walk away from situations that don't align with their values. Another crucial element of Stoicism is mastering the art of delayed gratification. In a world that constantly promotes instant rewards, whether through social media, fast relationships, or quick fixes, practicing patience and long-term thinking sets you apart. Consider a man who's building a business or pursuing a long-term goal. He faces setbacks, challenges, and failures along the way. But instead of giving up or seeking shortcuts, he stays focused and committed. He knows that real success takes time, and he's willing to put in the work. In relationships, this same principle applies. It's easy to rush into things, to seek immediate validation, or to settle for the first opportunity that comes along. But a Stoic man exercises patience. He takes the time to truly understand the people he's letting into his life. He values quality over quantity and depth over superficial connections. Let's talk about vulnerability, a topic that's often misunderstood. Some men equate vulnerability with weakness, but Stoicism teaches us that true strength comes from being secure enough to show your authentic self. Vulnerability isn't about oversharing or seeking sympathy. It's about being honest and genuine. Imagine a man who can admit his mistakes without making excuses. He's not afraid to say, "I was wrong," or "I don't have all the answers." This kind of humility is incredibly powerful because it shows that he's comfortable in his own skin. It invites deeper connections because people can sense that he's real, not just putting on a facade. However, Stoicism also teaches us to be selective about when and how we show vulnerability. Not everyone deserves to see your most private thoughts and emotions. There's a time and place for everything, and learning to navigate this balance is an art. As you continue to incorporate Stoic principles into your life, you'll notice that you begin to attract a different kind of energy. The people who come into your life will be drawn to your authenticity, your strength, and your unwavering sense of self. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of gratitude. In the pursuit of self-improvement and high standards, it's easy to focus on what's missing or what needs to change. But Marcus Aurelius reminds us to be content with what you have while striving for what you want. Gratitude grounds you. It reminds you that no matter what challenges you face, there's always something to be thankful for. When you approach relationships with a mindset of gratitude, you become more present, more attentive, and more appreciative of the people in your life. Take a moment at the end of each day to reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be grand or life-changing. Maybe it's a meaningful conversation, a moment of peace, or an act of kindness you experienced. This simple practice can shift your perspective and make you more resilient in the face of challenges. Now, let's discuss the importance of being proactive. Stoicism teaches us that waiting for life to happen to you is a recipe for disappointment. A stoic man takes initiative. He creates opportunities, sets goals, and takes action. In relationships, this means being intentional about who you spend your time with and what kind of connections you build. Don't settle for mediocre relationships out of convenience or fear of being alone. Seek out people who inspire you, challenge you, and align with your values. Remember, every interaction is an opportunity to grow and learn. Even difficult experiences can be valuable if you approach them with the right mindset. When something doesn't go as planned, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, focus on how you can use that experience to become stronger and wiser. Stoicism isn't about being perfect. It's about being better today than you were yesterday. It's about recognizing that growth is a continuous process and that every challenge is an opportunity to refine your character. As we move toward the conclusion, take a moment to reflect on everything we've covered so far. Think about how these principles can apply to your own life. Which areas do you want to improve? What changes can you make starting today? As we move into the final section of development, it's essential to emphasize how Stoic principles can profoundly affect the way you interact with others, especially in relationships. Stoicism is not about becoming detached or cold. It's about developing a mindset that keeps you grounded, focused, and unshakable in the face of emotional ups and downs. One of the greatest gifts Stoicism offers is the ability to create harmony and balance in your personal life. Let's talk about respect and how it plays a critical role in building healthy, meaningful relationships. Respect is not something you demand, it's something you earn. For Stoics, respect is a byproduct of living with integrity, honesty, and unwavering principles. When you consistently act in alignment with your values, respect naturally follows. In romantic relationships, one of the quickest ways to lose respect is by compromising your boundaries. Every time you allow behavior that goes against your principles, you're sending a message that your values aren't important. At first, it might seem like a small compromise to keep the peace, but over time, it chips away at your self-respect and the respect others have for you. Imagine a scenario where you're dating someone who frequently tests your limits. Maybe they cancel plans last minute or speak to you in a way that feels disrespectful. You feel uncomfortable but hesitate to speak up because you don't want to cause conflict. Stoicism teaches us that avoiding conflict at the expense of our integrity is never the answer. Instead, a Stoic man calmly and respectfully addresses the situation. He communicates his boundaries clearly and without anger. If the behavior continues, he has the strength to walk away, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. This kind of self-assurance is rare and it's magnetic. People are drawn to those who know their worth and aren't afraid to stand up for it. Another crucial aspect of Stoicism is the concept of emotional detachment, not in the sense of being indifferent, but in maintaining a healthy distance from outcomes beyond your control. Emotional detachment allows you to stay centered, even in the midst of chaos. It helps you avoid becoming overly attached to specific outcomes or external validation. Think about how often people get caught up in seeking approval from others. They change their behavior, their opinions, and even their values to fit in or be liked. But the problem with seeking external validation is that it's never enough. You'll always need more, and it becomes a cycle that's hard to break. A Stoic man, however, finds validation within himself. He knows his worth doesn't depend on what others think of him. This inner confidence makes him resilient in the face of rejection or criticism. He doesn't crumble when things don't go his way, because his sense of self is rooted in something much deeper. Now, let's touch on the power of self-discipline. In a world full of distractions, self-discipline is a superpower. It's what separates those who achieve their goals from those who merely dream about them. For the Stoics, self-discipline was a core virtue. They believed that true freedom comes from mastering your desires and impulses. In practical terms, self-discipline might mean sticking to a workout routine, controlling your spending, or resisting the urge to respond impulsively in a heated argument. It's about making choices that align with your long-term goals rather than seeking short-term gratification. When it comes to relationships, self-discipline can help you maintain balance and avoid the pitfalls of codependency. It allows you to take a step back, assess situations objectively, and respond thoughtfully rather than react emotionally. This kind of emotional intelligence is invaluable and can dramatically improve your interactions with others. Let's consider another essential Stoic principle: living with purpose. The Stoics believed that having a clear sense of purpose was key to living a fulfilling life. Without purpose, it's easy to feel lost, drifting from one thing to the next without direction. Purpose gives your life meaning and helps you prioritize what truly matters. In relationships, having a strong sense of purpose makes you more attractive. It shows that you're driven, focused, and committed to something bigger than yourself. It also keeps you from becoming overly dependent on a relationship for your sense of identity. Instead of relying on someone else to define you, you bring your whole, complete self into the relationship. Take a moment to think about your own life. What's your purpose? What are you working toward? If you're not sure, that's okay. Purpose isn't something you discover overnight. It's something you build through exploration, reflection, and action. Start by identifying what matters most to you and take small steps toward it every day. Another powerful tool in the Stoic arsenal is the practice of gratitude. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to focus on what's missing or what's not going well. But gratitude shifts your perspective. It reminds you of the abundance already present in your life. When you practice gratitude regularly, you become more resilient and better equipped to handle challenges. You also become more present and appreciative in your relationships. Instead of taking things for granted, you start to notice and celebrate the little moments that make life meaningful. One of the best ways to cultivate gratitude is by keeping a journal. At the end of each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big. Maybe it's a kind word from a friend, a beautiful sunset, or a moment of peace. Over time, this simple practice can transform your mindset and make you more grounded and content. As we near the end of this journey, it's important to remember that Stoicism isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about showing up every day and doing your best, even when things get tough. It's about embracing challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. And it's about knowing that no matter what happens, you have the strength and resilience to face it. Life will throw curveballs, but with the right mindset and tools, you can navigate them with grace and confidence. Now, let's move into the final section, the conclusion, where we'll tie everything together and leave you with some powerful takeaways. As we bring everything together, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. Stoicism, at its core, is not just a philosophy. It's a roadmap for personal transformation. It's about reclaiming control over your life, mastering your emotions, and aligning your actions with your values. The lessons we've explored here are timeless and powerful, capable of reshaping not only how you view yourself, but also how others perceive and respect you. If there's one thing you should take away from this entire journey, it's the importance of maintaining your boundaries, your principles, and your self-worth. The world constantly tests us, just like the women in your life may test you, sometimes knowingly, sometimes unconsciously. These tests are not meant to break you. They're an opportunity to strengthen your character and prove to yourself that you are capable of rising above any challenge. The real victory isn't in winning someone's approval. It's in staying true to who you are, no matter the situation. Now, let's revisit a few key takeaways to make sure these lessons stick. First, never compromise your values. When you stand firm in your beliefs and refuse to lower your standards, you become unshakable. People will naturally gravitate toward you, drawn by your integrity and confidence. You won't need to beg for attention or approval because your presence will speak for itself. Second, learn to let go of what you can't control. This principle alone can save you countless hours of unnecessary stress and emotional turmoil. Whether it's a rejection, a relationship that didn't work out, or someone's opinion of you, remember that your power lies in how you respond, not in trying to change external circumstances. Another critical lesson we discussed is the power of emotional control. The ability to remain calm and composed in the face of adversity is a true mark of strength. It's easy to react impulsively when emotions run high, but a stoic man knows how to pause, reflect, and respond with intention. This not only earns you respect, but also gives you an incredible sense of freedom and peace. Let's not forget the importance of purpose. Having a clear sense of direction in life makes you magnetic. It gives you a reason to wake up every day with determination and focus. When you're driven by purpose, you don't chase after fleeting pleasures or meaningless validation. You stay grounded, knowing exactly what you're working toward. And trust me, people notice that kind of clarity and determination. Gratitude is another tool we explored, a simple but powerful practice that can shift your entire perspective. When you focus on what you have rather than what's missing, you cultivate a mindset of abundance. This mindset makes you more resilient, more optimistic, and more present in your everyday life. Now here's the question: what will you do with this knowledge? Because knowing is only half the battle. Real change comes from action. It's not enough to listen to these principles and nod in agreement. You have to live them, breathe them, and apply them in your daily life. This is where true transformation happens. The next time you're faced with a difficult situation, ask yourself, how would a Stoic respond? What's within my control and what's not? How can I turn this challenge into an opportunity for growth? These questions will guide you and help you stay on the path of wisdom and self-mastery. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. Thousands of men around the world are seeking the same answers, striving to become better versions of themselves. Together, we form a community of high-value men who are determined to live with purpose, integrity, and strength. If this message resonates with you, take the next step. Subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. By doing so, you're not just supporting the channel, you're helping spread these powerful ideas to others who can benefit from them. Oh, and one more thing. If you're ready to take your personal growth to the next level, check out the exclusive training linked in the description and in the first pinned comment. This training is designed to give you even deeper insights and practical tools for mastering your mindset, improving your relationships, and living a life of purpose. But remember, don't click just yet. Finish this video first and take a moment to reflect on everything you've learned. Then, when you're ready, take that next step. This is your journey. Every choice you make shapes your future. Will you keep making the same mistakes, or will you rise above and become the man you're destined to be? The answer is in your hands. Thank you for being here, for dedicating your time to self-improvement, and for being part of this community. Until next time, stay strong, stay true to yourself, and remember, the only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. Go out there and break them. See you in the next video.